某人T June. Hi everyone, this is your Zizifu right here. It's nice to see you here again. Welcome to our open temple session. And today we're going to continue those talk about all the deities and gods, and eventually we're going to dig into the altar structure and how the magic altar network work together. So in our lineage, you can see like all disciples will eventually build their altar, right? Now, what is the altar for? And that's just a question. I have seen people who are so lost, and it's actually kind of common. People buy different like magic items like food and tools and bells, and they just put it together on the same table and think that's my altar. Okay, put it together, like display of magical item. And you know what? That's not an altar. That's bullshit. Okay. Now the real altar is a working station and also a place where you communicate with your gods and deities. And so the thing is, if you don't even know or have any gods and deities communicating with you, then your altar is basically a joke, because like you're trying to work with a computer, but the computer is like there's no real electricity going in there. So you're just typing on a keyboard, looking at a black screen, and pretending that that's your computer, and that's like really silly, and it's also dangerous at the same time. Because if you're kind of like DIY, do it yourself kind of alter, because you don't know what you're doing, then other things can come in and claim it to be like, oh, I'm your boss, I'm your deity, I'm your god. And that's actually what's happening in a lot of those Asia, like folks' religion. Like they don't know what they're doing, and then they kind of like just put some statue together and say, oh, that's whatever god. And then they don't really know what they're doing. They don't have the power, and all they do is like a blind like believe, it's a trust to that thing. And eventually, you know what? One day, some evil crap come by and claim it, and they say, "Okay, I am your god now. You pray to me." And that's how those things got like brewed up, and it's very dangerous. Okay, now those Westerners who I know, most of them following these like blind, or you can say kind of do it yourself or improvised way of putting an altar, they won't get that extreme yet, because they're just like kind of small in the same house, and it won't get that extreme. You won't get like all possessed and stuff. But then eventually you will be a pretty screwed state, because that thing that claimed your altar and took over, they will eventually treat you like a snack, and you'll be always drained by these things, and different parts of a life will be drained out, and you will not feel good. Now, however, compared to the real altar system and how the magic network works, you'll be surprised like how complex and how cool it is to actually know the real thing. So in our lineage, different disciples, they have their own altar, right? So you can kind of imagine like one altar is like one department or one station, and it has its own operating system inside. It has the top altar and the bottom altar, and basically like two parts to the altar system. Now everyone's altar is unique to their own, so you have your own gods and deities and stuff inside your altar, right? So that's like your own garden. Okay, everyone has their own garden, and together, all our gardens connected, we can do a lot of cool things. For example, we can ask for help, or we can send help. We can ask for reinforcement, or we can send reinforcement, and we can also help each other do things, and we can also join missions and do things together. We do that a lot in our lineage, actually. Whenever like there's a mission or like someone needs help, we will group a bunch of disciples together, and so that their altar become linked together, and we work together for that specific person, especially if this person is like a disciple in the lineage, and we want to give them more help, right? More help. So in order to do that, we usually link up more altars and work together. So having an altar yourself is very important because at least like, oh, I have a station, I have an office, I have my own department, my own army camp, my own people, like that. And in order to get them to link up and work together, that's a mission. Okay, these things all relate to the teen thing, the TT, the celestial court. The teen thing is it's kind of like, you can say teen thing is a headquarter. It gives the resources that you need down to the altar, right? So you imagine like right now you have a fridge at home, okay? And we have a headquarter. The headquarter like had a lot of food coming down. Now only you, one fridge, you cannot hold all that stuff, right? You can't do it. Then we need more people with more altar, more weight, like more fridge to hold all these goodies. So yeah, even there are like things coming down, okay, help being beamed down. You need different altars to take the whole thing, and you can't really just like do it all yourself. So also sometimes we go on like a mission to solve a case, something like that. One altar will be like the defender, and then the other one will be like going out and see what happened, or maybe even like in a battle. So one altar is needed to keep things safe and also to keep pumping power over to boost the power when need, to minimize the danger and all that stuff. It's kind of like when you play a game. There's always like a healer and then some a warrior. Some people who are like fighting. That kind of thing. It's kind of like that. You always have a person there doing the defense work, some doing the aftermath, and some doing the actual thing. The different roles, right? Different roles. So there are different roles that you play, and you need to know that an altar works just like that. So many, 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 many different altars are linked together. They're like in the same lineage network, and they link together. They can, like, you can imagine they have like a mail system between each other. You can actually send stuff around. So every day you can like send what we call send troops around. Okay, you can send your own power or your altar power, whatever, around the system, and so everyone get a bit of help from everyone in the lineage. That's actually a very common baby step practice that we do every day since the person is like uh, they start to learn in the lineage. Okay, very soon we will teach them what we call sending the troops. Now the first thing that you learn, the first easiest format that you learn is like, oh, using your sword finger, you visualize the other side, and then you stomp the left foot, go like that, and that's it. You send the troop already. Okay, like that. This is so simple. How can that help? Well, that is simple, right? It's just a small help. What happened here is you channel and connect to the higher power on behalf of yourself, and then you stomp and go like that and transfer this connection and this linkage, this connection to the subject that you're pointing to, and that person or thing will then become like a part of you. It can become part of you. Or you can say like they get that they're like authorized and have that connection to the gods and deities or whatever you communicated with because of your authorization, your heartfelt, your connection given to them. Okay, so that is a great help if we do that every day among the lineage. Like everyone is doing it once. Everyone get a support line from each other, and especially like the lower one, the lower parties, the newbies and such will have a lot of like boost and help because like just by yourself you can't really do that. You don't have that kind of connection. But with the help of your seniors, you will, and your altar will be much safer, and it will be like overwatched by a lot of different seniors, their altars, and other gods and deities that are related to them. So this like sending troop, what we call, is a basic practice. But as we go on, like when we actually do the more advanced ceremony or project together, or we can say operation together, there are like different roles that people can play when they enter that mission, and it depends on what they know, what they're good at, and what their altar have and such and such. But basically, here you see like the altar system is actually like, it's so fun. It's kind of like a video game where like people can play together, and it's not like, oh, I have a table. I'm only here to like burn incense, bow, put incense in, and that's it. It's not like that. Okay, having an altar is a very, very, very fun thing. The altar lets you communicate or build a relationship with your local god and deity, but it also allows you to do a lot more than that when you actually know what you're doing and know how to communicate with the other side. Now, in order to get there and be able to actually do all these cool things, and communicate with your altar and such, you need a lot of knowledge. You need a lot of training and all that stuff to get there. It's not like you're in the lineage and boom, you can do it. It's not like that. But then, let me tell you, like, if you spend the time, the energy, and the resources in building your altar, you won't regret it, because by the time you are doing all these things, you need all that upgrade, and you can't like just go the minimal all the time. Like, yeah, a lot of people are into like minimalistic, so they're like, I don't want to have so many things at home. I need to like have only one white table, one plant, and one this and that, and that's enough. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so with magic, your altar grows, and you will eventually need a bigger table because you have so many things. You have more tools, more statues, more whatever, and you will eventually need a bigger table. Like my altar here, it's only like half of my altar right here on the background. Okay, there's another table like that way, and a lot of stuff there. Like you have a lot of things as you go, right? Your altar grows. So you have more power, more tools, more gods and deities helping you, and so on, so on, so on. So that's how magic network and the altar work together. It's interactive. It's all about communication, and also like internally we help each other out and do things together. It becomes kind of like a. Sometimes I think that doing missions together and having these teamwork is actually a great way to bond the disciple as well. It's not just like about magic, it's also about your bonding, your heart, your relationship with your uppers or your more senior disciples, or just, to each other. And it's super fun. Like if you're inside the lineage and you're building your altar, it's super fun. Now, okay, beside the altar though, like what if one day, again, okay, what if one day there's no more altar and no more anything? Like I'm like totally, imagine, okay, in a China, okay, you're like just living there, and one day, boom, everything flooded and you have no more things. What can you do? Okay, besides like rebuilding the altar, what can you do? Can you still communicate with the gods and deities and all that stuff? Can you start from zero and all that? Well, the short answer is yes, you can. Okay, yes, you can, because the gods and deities are actually easily reachable. Sometimes, if you have the right tool, you can reach the gods and deities and start your thing from zero. And that is your heart spell. When you have your heart spell, you stump and you relay the message that I am in deep shit, I need help, and such and such. You will be assisted by the gods and deities right away to get to a better situation that actually lets you, start building again. But yes, yeah, you can see like it's not like something happened and you're doomed. It's not like that. Having all that achievement and growth with the altar, you can always build it back from zero. It's all about communication, all about like your real heart that you put into it by trusting, by believing, by like giving your respect and all that stuff. It's like a real relationship that you're building with your gods and deities that matters, and it's not just the physical altar itself. However, yes, having a better physical altar and all that element is like very important, because you will eventually learn more about it, how it actually works, like how it actually like the mechanics of magic, how it actually works, and you start to like analyze the little bits, and it's kind of like you become a nerd, alter nerd. But yeah, you do need to like get to understand how it all work and how it all come together, then you'll be like, wow, it's like super complex. But anyway, but this episode, at least like having an altar yourself, okay, and other people in the lineage also have their altar, it becomes an altar network. And it could be used for many purposes, such as magic battle and helping people and doing like hitting other people, revenging and anything you do with magic, you can ask for help and co-op with the other altars as well. That's the fun part. Anyway, so that's it for today, and we will see you next time. 福生無量大天尊。